Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. Another episode, Real Conversations Podcast. I got a special guest, like I told y'all. My boy Max Say Less. He gonna introduce himself. He gonna let y'all know about his upcoming, what made him to the man he is today. He gonna talk about how he got into the podcast game, and he also gonna talk about his platform, his podcast, Fax in the Lab. I want to introduce y'all to my boy Max Say Less. I've been trying to get this interview for a little minute. We've been going back and forth, but I got him on the show. I appreciate him for stopping by, giving us his time and his energy, and let's give him a warm welcome. My boy Max Say Less. Let's get it.
Yo, thank you, man. Thank you for such an amazing intro, and thank you for finally, bringing me aboard. It's a real pleasure, man. This is my first video podcast, so I'm like really ecstatic, and I'm glad that I get to share this experience with such a great podcast and an awesome platform. So again, thank you.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you for coming on once again. My audience to your audience. I'm happy to bring you on. I like your style. I like your honest opinions. How keep the audience around. With your crazy statuses. Your engagement with the people. So we're gonna take it from the jump, man. Let the people know where you from. What's your name and you pretty much your upbringing, your siblings, your childhood life. Let's start that.
All right. So as you introduced me, I am Max Say Less. I am one half of the duo known as The Lab. My podcast is called Fax From The Lab. And shout out to my bro, Mike Navarro. We've been doing this since 2018. And we're a podcast based out of Baltimore. I'm a Navy veteran, so I kind of been around the world a bit. So I have a few stories to tell. And yeah, man. That's about it.
Okay, that's what's up. I didn't know you was a veteran. That's what's up, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate your duty to the country, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you for your support, man.
That's what's up, But okay, that's pretty interesting. So you say you from the Baltimore area, huh?
Yep. Go Ravens.
Okay. How, speaking of Baltimore, let's talk about the trending topic that's been going on with the bridge. What's your thoughts on that? How you feel about that?
That was crazy. I was actually in Virginia at the time. So I want to take the time to shout out to everybody that took time out to reach out to me to make sure that me and mine was okay. And I want to say my condolences to anybody that was involved in that situation. It's a real messed up situation because that bridge is, very vital to getting back and forth from side to side to from Baltimore to like Sparrows Point and Dundalk, and that's where like one of our ports is. So like one of our ports is going to be down for a while. So that's very tragic. And
so how is that going to affect the surrounding areas?
Traffic is just going to be different because now people are going to have to go around the city instead of going through the bridge. I don't really go that way. I don't go over there often, so it's not really affecting me. But I know a lot of people that work in that area and they use that bridge to commute back and forth because it's faster. So it sucks, but it is what it is for the time being.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. But okay, so like I said, you got your own platform. Before we really take a deep dive into that, let's just bring the audience back and let them know what actually introduced you and got you involved with the whole podcast industry and the whole podcast game.
Oh man, I wish my bro Mike Navarro was here because it's a very funny story. Like every time somebody asks us and we tell this story, we just both laugh because of how it started. So are you familiar with the show Everyday Struggle that Joe Budden had?
Of course, with academics.
Yeah, man. So like one day we was having a discussion and we was just like, yo, they basically do what we do, except for we don't have mics and cameras. And then he was like, yeah, pretty much. And I was like, bro, we could do that, but on some joking shit. Now I mean, like I wasn't serious. I was like, we could do that. We know enough about hip hop and what's going on in the world to do that. And like after I left his house, I was like, you know what? Maybe we can. So I hopped on Amazon and I bought two mics. And then when those two mics came to my house, the next day I was at his house with those two mics and a laptop.
Right.
And I was like, bro, what's up?
That's what's up. That's what's
And
up.
then
So
next thing,
how long have you actually been in, the podcast field?
um, 5 years.
Okay. And
Yeah, we definitely.
you've been having it on platforms the whole 5 years, or?
So when we first started, it was really the blind leading the blind. So like most of our stuff was on YouTube for like the first year. And then I had a homeboy that was into streaming and he put me on with Anchor.
Okay.
And yeah, once we made it to Anchor, like it got way easier. Cause like when people was listening to us on YouTube, they would have to like leave their phone on YouTube, and they couldn't really do much else. So like when we was able to be on other platforms where they could just do whatever they want and just have us play in the background, like it made things way easier.
Right. I feel you on that. So the whole concept of your platform, Fax from the Lab, what made you and your partner, like, what made y'all come up with that title, and what are your like, what is your main demographic y'all trying to reach out to, and like what is like the overall theme of the podcast, the platform or the podcast?
We came across our name by both writing down. We both wrote down 5 names, and we had Facebook pick basically. And like they just went through rounds, like whatever names that they like, we just took it to the next round, and then eventually like Fax From The Lab became the winner. So like we're literally a podcast from the people, by the people, for the people. We started our podcast because at the time we wasn't hearing anything like us. A lot of podcasts were like no shade or anything, but like they were scripted, and you could tell that they didn't have that commoner feel, that common voice feel. And we started our podcast as a way to like have our voice and for people that's like similar to us to have a voice, because we both nerds. Right. I mean, we both black nerds, you feel me? And like most of our topics, come from the nerd community. I mean, but we talk about a lot of different things. So it's like it's kind of hard to put us in a box because we talk about so much. Like anybody from any audience can like look at our episodes and find something they can relate to. I guarantee it.
Okay. That's what's up. So you would say pretty much uh your podcast is directed to the average Joe or the nerd community, like you just put it?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay. So with that being said, in the urban field, it's not like you kind of a diamond in the rough. It's not a lot of urban podcasts that literally, quote unquote, straight tell you like, "Oh, we for the nerds." That's kind of like a dark cloud over that community for the urban. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I get it, bro.
Yeah.
So with that, it's like we thought that it would be a struggle, but then we realized like it's a lot of people out there like us. So once we realized that, we was like, fuck it. I mean, we're gonna drop it. If people rock with it, they rock with it. If they don't, they don't. And the beauty of our podcast is like we don't just talk about nerd things. We talk about like mental health things. We got this one segment called Black Wall Street where we interview people with their own business and give them a chance to shine. We got another segment called Facts After Dark. For the ladies. Um, we have a lot of variety, and I think that's what stands us apart because we're not like your typical nerds, like that's socially awkward and like don't use deodorant. Like if you looked at us, you couldn't tell that we was nerds. You feel me?
Right.
You'll be like, oh, they regular guys for real, for real. Like you wouldn't know I was a nerd unless I opened my mouth and be like, bro, did you see that new Marvel movie? Like,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. I like how you like broke that down and kind of made the people feel like I'm just like you. It's just
With
uh,
different interests.
I'm into something you might not be into, and that's fine.
Yeah,
But
exactly, bro. And it's
yeah,
like we be trying to tell the world, like, bro, it's more than one type of nerd.
right.
Nerd gets such a bad stigma for like socially awkward, and like you often hear guys say, "Oh, Shorty wouldn't talk to me because I watch anime," and it's like, no, bro, that's not it. Shorty don't talk to you because you don't wash your ass.
Hell no, people really go take that to heart.
I mean, it is what it is, bro. Because me watching anime never stopped any type of play. Like, I'm not trying to brag or boast anything, but like, it never stopped any type of play. So it's like, bro, she's not fucking with you because you watch anime. It's you know, get your hygiene up, bro.
Right.
Get your social skills up, bro. Yeah,
I like that honesty and transparency from you. Like you just keeping it real.
yeah, man.
But okay, I like how you broke that down. I got another little question for you. I asked a lot of my guests this question. It's like since like you said, the nerd community and you and your homeboy didn't think people would gravitate onto your platform, but at the same time, people respected y'all realness and y'all
Mhm.
honesty. So I would like you to tell the viewers or the youth or the next Max Say Less, why is it important to continue to do you and go with your gut feeling and overcome all the adversities thrown at you and the obstacles and and the outcome of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
That's a very good question. I like hearing questions like that because it gives me a chance to let people know, like me and Mike, we didn't have nobody that's about to tell what I'm about to say. So I like passing knowledge on to, like you said, the next Max Say Less or the next
Right.
J Smooth or whoever.
Right.
Um,
I'm gonna give you the floor. Hold on. I'm gonna give you the whole screen. Hold on.
all right. So what I'm about to say is I'm about to speak straight from the heart because I am for the community and I always want to see the next black man or woman shine and succeed. So it may be a little tough love session, but it's all love. I promise. One thing you have to realize is it's not going to be a success overnight. You got to celebrate your small victories when you get them. If you get 5 listens, that's 5 people that took time out their day to listen to you. Don't look at it like, oh, I didn't get 100. Oh, I didn't get 200. Like, bro, that's 5 people that took time out their day to listen to what you got to say. That's 5 more than what you started out with. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta remember, like, it's not gonna come like super fast. Like people look at these rappers and think that, oh, they just blew up overnight. Nah, they put that time and that work in. You get what I'm saying? So don't get discouraged. Another thing I want to say is there's gonna be bad days, bro. Like a bad day doesn't constitute, a bad career. You're just gonna have those days that's a little slower than others. Do not quit. Go harder. Continue to make content. Um, your friends and your family is not your target audience because they know you, so they're not going to look at you in that light to where as though, oh, you're trying to become a content creator and try something new. They already have like this fixed idea of you. So market yourself to new people. Get out there and make like friendships and relationships. Get out there and network. Know what I mean? Because your biggest supporters are going to be people that you don't know. Um, when me and Mike started our brand, started selling hoodies and stuff. Know what I mean? This one of them, Hentai Chill. Our first buyer was from Virginia. Know what I mean? And we're a Baltimore brand. So with that being said, bro, like you gotta know how to maneuver within yourself. You gotta have faith and you gotta have patience because this is not always sweet. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not always sweet because sometimes you figuring out where your next guest coming from or what content that you want to put out. And some days you're gonna have those creative days like, oh, I know what I want to do. And then some days you're gonna be scrambling like, oh man, I don't have a topic, or oh, I have a topic, but I don't know which guest would be suitable for this. Know what I mean? So that's my advice. Anybody could do it. You just gotta have a heart to do it. Know what I mean? Because there's an audience for everybody.
For sure, for sure. I'm happy you gave that advice and that motivational and inspirational, message to the viewers, man. Like I said, I appreciate your time. I know you got tons of things to do. You got, the whole Baltimore to take over.
Nah,
And
man, I took time aside for this one, man. I was like, oh, this special. This is my first video podcast.
right.
Yeah, this is special. I gotta do homie right, bro. So, I mean, you
That's
got
what's
me.
up, man. That's what's up. Like I appreciate that, man. But let the people know what they can find all your social medias and your platform and anything else you want to let them know before we head out.
All right, for sure. You can find everything you need to know on IG. It's Fax From The Lab. FAXFROMTHELAB. If you go there, that's like the main base of where everything is, like the our personal pages, our merch page, like where we're gonna be at next, our next subject, all of that. You can find all of that on that IG. I'm on Facebook, MAX Say Less is one word. We on all digital streaming platforms. Again, Fax From The Lab, FAXFROMTHELAB. And yeah, man, y'all might want to look closely to that because hopefully I can get, Jay Smooth on my platform.
Yeah,
we
for
we
sure.
can link up and do something. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's about it, man. Like I said, never quit, man. If you feel as though that you got the drive for this, do not quit. And I wish you well. And if you just starting out, hopefully, I mean, you get to the point where you doing things like me and Jay Smooth, and we cross paths. And you never know.
With that being said, man, go ahead and get a podcast a shout out, man. We appreciate you. Much love. Till next time.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Man. We out.
Peace.